Okay, so I was recently in Vegas, and I got to see my first ever Cirque du Soleil. The one I decided to see was Zarkana. That's the one that plays at Aria. So if you walk around, you'll see all these weird pictures of essentially a woman hanging upside down with this thing on her head, and like eyeballs floating around in the background. So I was like, if I'm gonna see a Cirque du Soleil, the one that seems like it's probably the creepiest and most bizarre is the one I'll probably go see. The idea behind it is you have a kind of a magician trying to get his lost love back. All takes place inside an abandoned theater. The echoes rare to this thing off. There we go. Oh, I sound a lot better now. Okay. So you get all these really bizarre and surreal moments in this. Whether it's the weird, bizarre kind of comedic troupe where you've got someone who's a scientist, a preacher, someone who's kind of the boss lady who cracks a whip. It's the weird clowns. So it's really, really bizarre. And then they get into some of the Cirque du Soleil moments. Now, I thought we were lower balcony. We were actually stage, I think that just from that perspective, stage left and front row. And there's a point where there's almost too much acrobatics going on. Whether it's a woman jumping on kind of like a balancing board that's on two guys' shoulders, or they're doing all the other acrobatic work where it's trapeze style, or they're doing the wheel of death. That's essentially where you have a wheel with two wheels on it, and as people on the inside are running, the whole system itself is rotating. The only person gets on the outside is pretty much jumping and free falling the whole way through. The singing on this was excellent. I've seen quite a few plays, but when you see one that's also a play, as well as has about 50 people involved, doing really great tumbling, really great flipping. One thing's called Baliard, something like that, where it's like run, jump onto somebody, they toss you into the air, you land on the shoulders of somebody you land on the shoulders of the third person on a stack. Just ridiculous. There's a guy who did a sequence that was called, I think it's called hand balancing. Think of something like So You Think You Can Dance, but then blend it with The Matrix and have it be happening live action. You would have thought this guy's body was liquid cornstarch. He was that fluid in everything that he was doing. Ridiculously amazing. I'm not a huge, dance sort of guy, but this guy was just amazingly impressive. If you get a chance to go to Las Vegas to see a Cirque du Soleil, if you want to see one that's definitely a bit more on the bizarre, with kind of weird random moments, but they throw in comedy, very, very light amount of romance. It's more of that kind of dark, mysterious, almost not quite bordering the macabre sort of romance. Then Zarkana is an absolutely perfect Cirque du Soleil.